Hey guys, M.A.D.D.Y. I don't know, but today we are here with It's a Wonderful Life. Now, my hair is much more visible now since the last time you saw it. This is recorded after my distractible podcast that I did. And speaking of which, I stayed up all night finishing it, and it is done. It is glued to the back of some cardboard that I found. So yeah, it's all done. It's Spider-Man versus Carnage. So that's cool. I'm gonna hang it up either right behind me right here or over where my other Spider-Man puzzle thing is. But we're not talking about it today. I'm recording this right now because we have like 2 hours until we have to leave. So instead of like just watching videos, I just like maybe I can just make one and then edit it while I'm up in the sky. Seems like a good plan, so that's what we're gonna do. So sorry about the angle, but you are currently on a plush of pillows and blankets and stuff like that to even get this angle. My little stand thing is packed away in my backpack, and I don't want to get that out right now. So yeah, it's hard because my camera thing is here, but when I'm looking, it's like right there. So my eyes look differently. So if I look towards this way, it's because I'm looking at myself. So that's how I usually like record my videos. But yeah, we're gonna do It's a Wonderful Life with a lot of people that I don't know. But all I know about It's a Wonderful Life is, hey daddy, look, there's a bell, and every time a bell rings, an angel gets his rings. That's all I know about it. But I honestly don't know anything about this movie. But apparently it's a classic, so we're gonna watch it. Full-length reaction is always on Patreon. You can get it early, get some goods. But yeah, let's dive into It's a Wonderful Life. Looks like the Liberty... I was just about to say, it looks like the Liberty Bell. I like these pages. It reminds me of Elf. You're now in Benford Falls. Benford Falls.
Everything to George Bailey.
Who's that?
Help him, dear Father.
Who's George Bailey?
I love him, dear Lord. Watch over him tonight.
Why are we being sympathy of George Bailey?
Daddy. Please bring Daddy back.
Oh, not the little niños.
A lot of people asking for help for a man named George Bailey.
George Bailey? Yes, tonight's his crucial night, you're right. We'll have to send someone down immediately. Whose turn is it? Oh, Clarence hasn't got his wings yet, has he?
We've passed him up right along. Because, sir, he's got the IQ of a rabbit.
Yes, but he's got the faith of a child. Simple. Joseph, send for Clarence. Clarence, a man down on Earth needs our help.
Splendid. Is he sick?
No, worse. He's discouraged. At exactly 10:45 p.m. Earth time, that man will be thinking seriously of throwing away God's greatest gift.
Oh, dear, his life. Then I've only an hour to dress. What are they wearing now?
You will spend that hour getting acquainted with George Bailey.
Sir, if I should accomplish this mission, might I perhaps win my wings?
Clarence, you do a good job with George Bailey, and you'll get your wings.
Oh, thank you, sir. Thank you.
See the town?
Where? I don't see a thing.
Oh, I forgot. You haven't got your wings yet. Now, look, I'll help you out. Concentrate. Begin to see something?
Blurry?
Why, yes. This is amazing.
If you ever get your wings, you'll see all by yourself.
Oh, wonderful. Hey, who's that?
That's your problem, George Bailey.
A boy?
That's him when he was 12, back in 1919.
That actually looks fun. Instead of like actual like sleds, it's like the shovel. That's actually probably more safer, to be honest.
Here comes Billy. I'm not scared.
Come on, Harry.
Go, Harry.
Woo! Oh no!
George saved his brother's life that day. But he caught a bad cold, which infected his left ear.
Aww.
Cost him his hearing in that ear.
Aww.
It was weeks before he was able to go back to his after-school job at Old Man Gower's drugstore.
Who's that? A king?
That's Henry F. Potter, the richest and meanest man in the county.
Wish I had $1 million. Hot dog! It's me, Mr. Gower, George Bailey.
You're late.
Yes, sir. Made up your mind yet?
I'll take chocolate.
With coconuts?
I don't like coconuts.
You don't like coconuts?
I don't like coconuts.
Say, Brainless, don't you know where coconuts come from?
No.
Look at here. From Tahiti, the Fiji Islands, the Coral Sea.
A new magazine. I never saw it before.
Of course you never. Only us explorers can get it. I've been nominated for membership in the National Geographic Society.
Wow.
I'm going out exploring someday. You watch. And I'm going to have a couple of harems. And maybe 3 or 4 wives. Wait and see.
Okay, so I misunderstood. So, George is the older brother of Harry, and George went into the lake to save his brother, and doing so, George is the one who lost his hearing on his left ear. To inform you that your son Robert died from insomnia flu.
Mr. Gower, do you want something? Anything?
No.
Anything I can do back here?
No.
I'll get them, sir.
Take those capsules over to Mrs. Blaine. Just wait for me.
Aww, he lost his son. Poison. Ask Dad, he knows.
So a lot of work.
Well, all I'm asking for is 30 days more. Just a minute, son. Just 30 short days. I'll dig up that 5,000 somehow. Times up bad, Mr. Potter. A lot of these people are out of work.
Well, foreclosed.
I can't do that. These families have children.
Not my children.
Well,
Not with my money.
Mr. Potter, what makes you such a hard-skulled character? You have no family, no children. You can't begin to spend all the money you've got.
Oh, I suppose I should give it to miserable failures like you and that idiot brother of yours to spend for me.
He's not a failure. You can't say that about my father. You're not. You're the biggest man in town.
Aww.
Bigger than him. Bigger than everybody.
Aww, he's so
Don't even
sweet.
say that about you, Pop.
All right, son. All right. Thanks. I'll talk to you tonight.
Where's Miss Blaine's voice of capsules?
Bill.
Didn't you hear what I said?
Yes, sir.
What kind of tricks you playing to deliver them right away? Don't you know that boy's very
I
quick?
hear him. I saw here.
You lazy loafer.
Mr. Gower, you don't know what you're doing. You put something wrong in those capsules. I know you're unhappy. You got the telegram and you're upset. You put something bad in those capsules. It wasn't your fault, Mr. Gower. Just look and see what you did. Look at the bottle you took the powder from. It's poison, I tell you, it's poison.
Oh.
Don't hurt my sore again.
Oh, no,
Don't hurt my
no.
sore again.
Oh, George. George.
Mr. Gower, I would never tell anyone. I know your feeling. I would never tell so. Hope to die, I won't.
An overnight.
I'm gonna cry.
What'd you stop it for?
I want you to take a good look at that face.
Okay.
Who is it?
George Bailey.
Oh, you mean the kid that had his ears slapped back by the druggist?
That's the kid.
Ah,
So that's George now.
good face. I like it. I like George Bailey.
Okay.
Tell me, did he ever tell anyone about the pills?
Not a soul.
Wow.
Did he ever marry the girl? Did he ever go exploring?
Well, wait and see.
Okay.
Hand job, would you?
Ah, you're talking. Gee whiz, I could use that as a raft in case the boat sunk. How much this cost?
No charge.
That's my trick here, George. Sound like you said no charge.
That's right.
What's my name doing on it here?
Little present from Old Man Gower. Came down and picked it out himself.
He did?
Aww.
What do you know about that? My old boss. Isn't that nice? Hope you enjoyed it.
I wish I had $1 million. Hot dog!
Straight, I put on my hat.
Is that the little
Good
girl?
afternoon, Mr. Bailey.
Hello, Violet.
Hey, you look good. That's some dress you got on there.
What? This old thing? Well, I only wear it when I don't care how I look.
Am I guessing it's like a light blue or bright yellow? This is black and white, so I don't know. I'm just guessing. Oh, Jesus. Eyes forward, gentlemen. Eyes forward.
Gotta go home and see what the wife's doing.
Yeah, see what the wife's doing.
There's George's tux. Annie, my sweet, have you got those pies?
You lay a hand on me, I'll hit you with this broom.
Annie, I'm in love with you. There's a moon outside.
Boy, oh boy.
I'll sell half that cash. Of course, it's just a hope, but you wouldn't consider coming back to the building alone, would you?
Well, Well, Annie, why don't you draw up a chair? Then you'd be more comfortable and you could hear everything that's going on.
I would if I thought I'd hear anything worth listening to.
Mm-hmm.
You know, George, I feel that in a small way we're doing something important. It's satisfying a fundamental urge. It's deep in the race for a man to want his own roof and walls and fireplace. And we're helping him get those things in our shabby little office.
I know. Pop, you want a shock? I think you're a great guy. Boy, did you hear that, Annie?
I heard it's about time one of you lunkheads said it.
Marty! Well, it's all home week.
Marty!
Good to see you. Do me a favor, will you, George?
What's that?
Will you remember my kid sister, Mary?
Oh, yeah.
I'm gonna want you, Marty. Remember that.
Dance with her, will you?
Oh, me? Oh, I feel funny enough already with all these kids.
Oh, come on, be a sport. Just dance with her one time and you'll give her the thrill of her life. Hey, Seth!
Don't be long, Marty. I'm not being one first.
Next thing I knew, I tried to find out who it was later, but I couldn't find out. Nobody'd ever tell you whoever it was because they'd be scared.
Well, hello.
Hello. You look at me as if you didn't know me.
Well, I don't.
You pass me on the street almost every day.
Me? Ah, that was a little girl named Mary Hatch. That wasn't you.
Oh, that old dance move. How would you even do that? Oh, I see. How you would do this in heels, I have no idea.
Did you know there's a swimming pool under this floor? And did you know that button behind you causes this floor to open up? And did you further know that George Bailey is dancing right over that crack? I've got the key.
Why? Why would you do that? I don't know who you are, but you are a mean person. Oh no, George! Oh, okay. Okay. Oh no! Oh Jesus!
Can't you come out tonight? Can't you come out tonight? Buffalo gals, can't you come out tonight? And dance by the light of the moon.
Oh, hot dog, just like an organ.
Beautiful.
I told her talking, I'd say you were the prettiest girl in town.
Aww.
Well, why don't you say it?
Oh, I don't know. Maybe I will say it. How old are you anyway?
18.
18?
No way.
It was only last year you were 17.
Too young or too old?
Oh, no. Just right. Your age fits you.
How old are you, sir?
Without your clothes on. I mean, without a dress, you look older. I mean, younger. You look you just... Uh-oh. Okay, then I'll throw a rock at the old Granville house.
Oh, no, don't. I love that old house.
No, you see, you make a wish and then try and break some glass in. You got to be a pretty good shot nowadays, too.
Oh, no, George, don't. It's full of romance, that old place. I'd like to live in it.
In that place?
Fix it up.
I wouldn't live in as a ghost. Now watch. It's right in the second floor there, see?
Don't. Damn.
What'd you wish, George?
Well, not just one wish, a whole hatful. Mary, I know what I'm going to do tomorrow and the next day and next year and a year after that. I'm shaking the dust of this crummy little town off my feet, and I'm going to see the world. Italy, Greece, the Parthenon, the Colosseum. And then I'm coming back here and go to college to see what they know. And then I'm going to build things. I'm going to build airfields. I'm going to build skyscrapers 100 stories high. I'm going to build bridges of... Hey, that's pretty good. What'd you wish, Mary?
Buffalo gals, can't you come out of the moon?
What'd you wish when you threw that rock?
Oh, no.
Come on, tell me.
If I told you, it might not come
Thank you,
What
Mary.
you want, Mary? You want the moon?
Oh, I've
Just
seen
say
this
the word
part.
and I'll throw a
I've
lasso
seen
around
this
it and pull
part.
it down. Hey, that's a pretty good idea.
I'll get you the moon.
I'll give you the moon, Mary.
I'll take it. Then what?
That whole like I'll put a lasso on the moon and I'll pull it down. I've heard that part before.
Why don't you kiss her instead of talking her to death?
Thank you.
Why don't you kiss her instead of talking her to death?
Want me to kiss
Yes.
her?
Oh, youth is wasted on the wrong people.
George, come on home, quick. Your father's had a stroke.
Oh no.
Mary, I'm sorry, I've got to go.
Come on, George, let's hurry.
You got a doctor?
Yeah.
I want the board to know that George gave up his trip to Europe to help straighten things out here these past few months. Good luck to you at school, George.
Good luck, George. Good luck.
To appoint a successor to our dear friend, Peter Bailey.
Mr. Chairman, I'd like to get to my...
It's too soon after Peter Bailey's death to talk about chloroforming the building and loan.
Peter Bailey died 3 months ago. I second Mr. Potter's motion.
Very well. In that case, I'll ask the 2 executive officers to withdraw. But before you go, I'm sure the whole board wishes to express its deep sorrow at the passing of Peter Bailey.
Thank you.
It was his faith and devotion that are responsible for this organization.
But ideals without common sense can ruin this town. Now, you take this loan here to Ernie Bishop. You know, that fellow that sits around all day on his brains in his taxi, you know. I happen to know the bank turned down this loan, but he comes here, and we're building him a house worth $5,000. Why?
Well, I handled that, Mr. Potter. You have all the papers there, his salary, insurance. I can personally vouch for his character.
Friend of yours.
Yes, sir.
You see, if you shoot pool with some employee here, you can come and borrow money. That'd get us a discontented, lazy rabble instead of a thrifty working class. And all because a few starry-eyed dreamers like Peter Bailey stir 'em up and fill their head with a lot of impossible ideas. Now,
you're right when you say my father was no businessman. I know that. Why he ever started this cheap penny-ante building and loan, I'll never know. But neither you nor anybody else can say anything against his character because his whole life was... Why, in the 25 years since he and Uncle Billy started this thing, he never once thought of himself. Isn't that right, Uncle Billy? He didn't save enough money to send Harry to school, let alone me. But he did help a few people get out of your slums, Mr. Potter. And what's wrong with that? Well, here, you're all businessmen here. Doesn't make them better citizens? Doesn't make them better customers? You said that what'd you say just a minute ago? They had to wait and save their money before they even thought of a decent home? Wait for what? Until their children grow up and leave them? Until they're so old and broken down that you know how long it takes a working man to save $5,000? Just remember this, Mr. Potter, that this rabble you're talking about, they do most of the working and paying and living and dying in this community. Well, is it too much to have them work and pay and live and die in a couple of decent rooms and a bath? Anyway, my father didn't think so. People were human beings to him, but to you, a warped, frustrated old man, they're cattle. The book, he died a much richer man than you'll ever be.
I'm not interested in your book. I'm talking about the building and loan.
I know very well what you're talking about. You're talking about something you can't get your fingers on, and it's galling you. That's what you're talking about, I know. Well, this town needs this measly one-horse institution, if only to have some place where people can come without crawling to Potter.
They voted Potter down. They want to keep it going.
You did it, George. You did it. They got one condition. Only one condition.
What's that?
And that's the best part of it. They've appointed George here as executive secretary to take his father's place.
Oh, no, but Uncle Billy is...
You can keep him on, that's all right. As secretary, you can hire anyone you like.
Dr. Cameron, now let's get this thing straight. I'm leaving right now. I'm going to school. This is my last chance. Uncle Billy here, he's your man.
But George, they'll vote with Potter otherwise.
Oh, I know. He didn't go.
That's right. Not only that, but he gave his school money to his brother Harry and sent him to college. Harry became a football star, made second team All-American.
Yeah, but what happened to George?
George got 4 years older, waiting for Harry to come back and take over the building and loans.
Now, there's plenty of jobs now. Old Professor
Why, old George, geographic explorer Bailey. What, no husky dogs, no sleds? Uncle Billy, you haven't changed a bit.
Nobody ever changes here, you know that. Am I glad to see you.
Say, where's Mother?
She's home cooking the fatted calf. Come on, let's go.
Oh, wait a minute. George, Uncle Billy, I want you to meet Ruth.
Hi, Ruth.
Oh, how do you do? Ruth Dakin.
Ruth Dakin Bailey, if you don't mind.
That's right. Well, I wired you. I had a surprise. Here she is. Meet the wife.
Wife? Wow, congratulations.
It's purely mercenary. My father offered him a job.
Oh, we got you in the job. Well, Harry's come running over.
George, about that job. Bruce spoke out of turn. I never said I'd take it. You've been holding the bag here for 4 years, and... Well, I won't let you down, George. I would like to... Well, wait a minute. I forgot the bags. I'll be right back.
Ruth, what about this job?
Oh, well, my father owns a glass factory in Buffalo. He wants to get Harry started in the research business.
Well, is it a good job?
Oh, yes, very. Not much money, but good future, you know.
Yeah.
Harry's a genius at research. My father just fell in love with him.
How do you like her?
Oh, she's swell, isn't she?
Looks like she can keep Harry on his toes.
Keep him out of Bedford Falls, anyway.
Can you give me one good reason why you shouldn't call on Mary?
Sure, Sam Wainwright. Yeah, Sam's crazy about Mary.
Oh, she's not crazy about him.
Well, how do you know? Now, what, she discuss it with you?
No.
Well, then how do you know?
Well, I've got eyes, haven't I? She lights up like a firefly whenever you're around.
Oh.
Besides, Sam Wainwright's away in New York, and you're here in Bedford Falls.
And all's fair in love and war.
Oh, I don't know about war.
What are you doing? Picketing?
Oh, Mary. I just happened to be passing by her.
Yes, so I noticed. Have you made up your mind?
She looks pretty.
Have you made up your mind?
About what?
About coming in. Your mother just phoned and said you were on your way over to pay me a visit.
My mother just called you? Well, how'd she know?
You told her.
I didn't tell anybody. I just went for a walk. Happened to be passing by here. That's what...
Oh, that's so cool.
Well, are you coming in or aren't you?
Well, I'll come in for a minute. What's that? Some joke, huh?
You said that.
Still smells like pine needles around here.
Thank you.
Why is he so grumpy all of a sudden? Why, because he can't do any traveling?
Nice about your brother Harry and Ruth, isn't it?
Oh, yeah. Yeah, that's all right.
Don't you like her?
Well, of course I like her. She's a peach.
No need to shout.
Just marriage in general you're not enthusiastic about.
No, marriage is all right for Harry and Marty and Sam and you.
Don't you leave the house either. Sam Wainwright promised to call you from New York tonight.
What's your mother made? You know, I didn't come here to...
What did you come here for, then?
I don't know. You tell me. You're supposed to be the one that has all the answers. You tell me.
Why don't you go home?
That's where I'm going. I don't know why I came here in the first place.
You forgot your hat.
Mary!
Hello?
Forgot my hat.
I told you that.
Hee-haw. Hello, Sam. How are you?
Oh, I'm great. Gee, it's good to hear your voice again.
Oh, well, that's awfully sweet of you, Sam. There's an old friend of yours here, George Bailey.
You mean old Mossback George?
Yes, old Mossback George.
Yeehaw, put him on.
Well, just a minute. I'll call him George.
He doesn't want to speak to George, you idiot.
He does so. He asked for him. George, Sam wants to speak to you.
George, do you remember that night in Martini's bar when you told me you'd read someplace about making plastics
Very
out of
close to each other.
Ned snapped up the idea, and he's going to build a factory outside of Rochester. How do you like that?
Why not right here? You remember that that old tool and machinery works? Well, you tell your father you can get that for a song, and all the labor he wants, too. Half the town was thrown out of work when they closed down.
That's so. Well, listen, I want you to put every cent you've got into our stock. Do you hear? And, George, I may have a job for you. That is, unless you're still married to that broken-down building and loan.
They're gonna kiss. They're gonna kiss.
He says it's a chance for
Just kiss, goddammit. Thank you. Kiss,
Now, you listen to
goddammit.
me.
Thank you, goddamn. And they get married.
Don't look now, but there's something funny going on over there at the bank, George. I've never really seen one, but that's got all the earmarks of being a run.
Oh no, I think I know what's happening. Oh no, I think I know what's happening. Oh no, I think I know what's happening.
This is a pickle, George. This is a pickle.
All right, now what happened? How did it start?
Well, how does a thing like this ever start? All I know is the bank called our loan.
When?
About an hour ago, I handed over all our cash.
All of it?
Every cent of it, and still was less than we owed them.
Holy mackerel.
And then I got scared, George, and closed the doors.
George, there is a rumor around town that you've closed your doors. Is that true? Oh, well, I'm very glad to hear that. George, are you all right? Do you need any police?
Police? What for?
Well, mobs get pretty ugly sometimes, you know. George, I am going all out to help in this crisis. I have just guaranteed the bank sufficient funds to meet their needs. They will close up for a week and then reopen. I may lose a fortune, but I am willing to guarantee your people, too. Just tell them to bring their shares over here, and I will pay 50 cents on the dollar.
Oh, you never miss a trick, do you, Potter? Well, you're gonna miss this one.
If you close your doors before 6 p.m., you will never reopen.
I have some news for you, folks. I was just talking to old man Potter, and he's guaranteed cash payments to the bank. The bank's gonna reopen next week.
But, George, I got my money here. Did he guarantee this place?
Well, no, Charlie, I didn't even ask him. We don't need Potter over here.
And I'll take mine now.
No, but you're thinking of this place all wrong, as if I had the money back in a safe. The money's not here. Well, your money's in Joe's house. That's right next to yours. And in the Kennedy house, and Mrs. Maitland's house, and 100 others. You're lending them the money to build, and then they're going to pay it back to you as best they can. Now, what are you going to do, foreclose on them? All right. Here you are. You sign this. You get your money in 60 days.
60 days?
Well, now, that's what you agreed to when you bought your shares.
Tom, did you get your money?
No.
Well, I did. Old man Potter will pay 50 cents on the dollar for every share you've got.
50 cents on the dollar?
Yes, cash.
Well, what do you say?
No, Tom, you have to stick to your original agreement. Now, give us 60 days on this.
Okay,
thing.
Randall.
Are you going to Potter's?
Better to get half than nothing.
Tom! Now, listen to me. I beg of you not to do this thing. If Potter gets a hold of this building and loan, there'll never be another decent house built in this town. He's already got charge of the bank, he's got the bus line, he got the department stores, and now he's after us. Why? Well, it's very simple, because we're cutting in on his business, that's why. And because he wants to keep you living in his slums and paying the kind of rent he decides. Joe, you had one of those Potter houses, didn't you? Well, have you forgotten? Have you forgotten what he charged you for that broken-down shack? Here, Ed, you remember last year when things weren't going so well and you couldn't make your payments? Well, you didn't lose your house, did you? You think Potter would have let you keep it? Can't you understand what's happening here? Don't you see what's happening? Potter isn't selling, Potter's buying. And why? Because we're panicky and he's not, that's why.
My husband hasn't worked in over a year, and I need money.
How am I going to live until the bank opens?
I got doctor bills to pay. I need cash.
I can't keep my kids on faith. I've got to have...
How much do you need?
Hey! Here's $2,000. This will tide us over to the bank reopens. All right, Tom.
That's very nice of him. Using his marriage money for this. That's so nice of him.
Make it, George.
6.
They'll never close us up today.
5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Happy New Year!
We made it. Close the door, Eustace. We made it. Look, we're still in business. We still got $2 left. Well, look, let's... Mary, hello. Listen, dear, I'm sorry. Huh? Come home. What home? 320 Sycamore. Well, what? Whose home's that?
She got the house.
The Waldorf.
She got the house.
Hiya, good evening, sir. Entree, monsieur.
What is he doing? This is so nice. Bailey Park.
Look, Mr. Potter, it's no skin off my nose. I'm just your little rent collector. But you can't laugh off this Bailey Park anymore. Look at it. 15 years ago, a half a dozen houses stuck here and there. There's the old cemetery, squirrels, buttercups, daisies. I used to hunt rabbits there myself. Look at it today. Dozens of the prettiest little homes you ever saw. 90% owned by suckers who used to pay rent to you. Your Potter's Field, my dear Mr. Employer, is becoming just that. And are the local yokels making with those David and Goliath wisecracks?
No, they are they? Even though they know the Baileys never made a dime out of it.
You know very well why. The Baileys were all chumps. Every one of these homes is worth twice what it cost a building and loan to build. If I were you, Mr. Potter...
You are not me.
As I say, it's no skin off my nose.
Thank you, sir. Quite a cigar, Mr. Potter.
You like it? I'll send you a box.
Well, I suppose I'll find out sooner or later, but just what exactly do you want to see me about?
Oh, George, now that's just what I like so much about you. George, I am an old man, and most people hate me, but I don't like them either, so that makes it all even. You know just as well as I do that I run practically everything in this town, but the Bailey building alone. You know also that for a number of years I've been trying to get control of it, or kill it, but I haven't been able to do it. You have been stopping me. In fact, you have beaten me, George. Now, take during the Depression, for instance. You and I were the only ones that kept our heads. Now, I have stated my side very frankly. Now, let's look at your side. Young man, 27.
27.
28, married.
28.
Making, say, 40 a week.
45.
45. 45. Say 10 if you skimp. A child or two comes along and you won't even be able to save the 10. Now, if this young man at 28 was a common, ordinary yokel, I say he was doing fine. But George Bailey is not a common, ordinary yokel. A young man who's been dying to get out on his own ever since he was born. A young man, the smartest one in the crowd, mind you. A young man who has to sit by and watch his friends go places because he's trapped. Yes, sir, trapped into frittering his life away playing nursemaid to a lot of garlic eaters.
Well, what's your point, Mr. Potter?
My point? My point is I want to hire you.
Hire me?
Yeah, I want you to manage my affairs, run my properties. George, I'll start you out at $20,000 a year.
You dropped a cigar.
$20,000 a year? Well, how about the building and loan?
Oh, confound it, man. Are you afraid of success? I'm offering you a 3 years contract at $20,000 a year starting today. Is it a deal or isn't it?
I wonder if it'd be possible for you to give me 24 hours to think it over.
Sure. You go on home and talk about it to your wife.
I'd like to do that.
Yeah, then in the meantime, I'll draw up the papers.
All right, sir. No, wait a minute here. Wait a minute. I don't need 24 hours. I don't have to talk to anybody. I know right now, and the answer's no. Doggone it. You sit around here and you spin your little webs and you think the whole world revolves around you and your money. Well, it doesn't, Mr. Potter. In the whole vast configuration of things, I'd say you were nothing but a scurvy little spider.
Well, I don't blame him. I would not sell out for my family's legacy. Hell no.
Being in the nicest house in town.
Don't let it get into your head, man.
Fine clothes.
You'll make
Going to New
do.
York on a business trip a couple of times a year, maybe Europe once in a while.
I
didn't want to marry anybody else in town. I want my baby to look like you.
I didn't even have a honeymoon. I promised you. Your what?
My baby.
Your
baby.
Mary, you on the nest?
George Bailey Lasso Stork.
This is a stork. What do you... You mean you're...
Yeah.
What is it, a boy or a girl?
We don't know yet. It's too early to tell.
Mary had her baby, a boy. Then she had another one, a girl. Day after day, she worked away, remaking the old Granville house into a home.
Wow.
Night after night, George came back late from the office. Then came a war. Harry Bailey topped them all. A Navy flyer, he shot down 15 planes.
Wow.
2 of them as they were about to crash into a transport full of soldiers.
Wow.
Yes, but George.
George? 4F on account of his ear, George fought the Battle of Bedford Falls. This morning, day before Christmas, about 10 a.m. Bedford Falls time.
Oh, hey, Ernie! Look at that!
Wow, the Medal of Honor!
Again. Before.
Merry Christmas, Mr. Potter. Well, good morning, Mr. Potter. What's the news? You just can't keep those Baileys down. Now, can you, Mr. Potter? Very jealous. He only lost 3 buttons off his vest. Of course, Slacker George would have gotten 2 of these medals if he had come. People like George had to stay at home. Not every heel was in Germany and Japan.
What war came after the Depression? I can't remember. It's not World War II, right? No, it's not Vietnam War. That was in the 80s. I can't remember. I think it's World War II, right? Germany, Japan. I'm not sure.
Bailey.
No!
Take me back there. Hurry up.
No, that's his money! Do the right thing, Mr. Potter.
Back.
George, can I see you for a second?
Well, of course you can. Go on. Fine. Here we are.
Carrie. If I had any character,
Well, it takes a lot of character to leave your hometown and start all over again.
Oh, no, George.
Yeah.
Don't.
Now, here. Now, you're broke, aren't you?
I know, but...
What do you want to do? Hawk your furs and that hat? Want to walk to New York? You know, they charge for meals and rent up there just the same as doing Bedford Falls.
Yeah, sure.
No, that's a loan. That's my business, building and loan. Besides, you'll get a job. Good luck to you.
I'm glad I know you, George Bailey.
What's going on? The bank examiner's here.
He's here.
Well, yeah, he wants the accounts payable to... What's the matter with you?
Put the envelope in your pocket?
Yeah,
All right.
no, maybe.
Maybe, I don't want any maybe. We've got to find that money.
I'm no good to you.
Uncle Billy, look, do you realize what's going to happen if we don't find it?
Where's that money, you silly, stupid old fool? Where's that money? You realize what this means? It means bankruptcy and scandal and prison. That's what it means. One of us is going to jail. Well, it's not going to be me.
Hello, darling.
Hello, Daddy.
Hi, sweethearts.
Bless you. Bless you.
Thank you.
Where's your coat and hat?
Left them at the office.
What's the matter?
Nothing's the matter. Everything's all right.
Isn't it wonderful about Harry? He's famous, George. Bet I had 50...
Oh, he loves his family so much. It's gonna make me cry, god damn it. Oh, thank you, sweetheart. He needs some glitter. Thank you.
Must she keep playing that?
I have to practice it for the party tonight, Daddy.
Mom said we could stay up till midnight and sing Christmas carols.
Can you sing, Daddy?
Yes.
Hurry and shave. The families will be here soon.
Families? I don't want the families over here.
Excuse me!
Excuse me?
Have a hectic day?
Excuse me?
Oh, yeah, another big red letter.
Sounds like my JJ. My cousin JJ.
Excuse me!
Excuse me.
Excuse you for what?
I burped.
I burped.
All right.
This is
Now,
so
Mama says that
cute.
you do want anything.
That little boy reminds me of JJ when he was small. He'd say, excuse me, again, excuse me. It's like, oh.
Pneumonia. Drafty old barn of a place. Might as well be living in a refrigerator.
Well,
Why
she's
do we have
trying
to live here in the
to
first place
patch
and
it
stay like
up.
this measly, crummy old town.
Daddy,
Hi, sweetheart.
Well, what happened to you?
I want a flower.
Wait now, where do you think you're going?
Want to give my flower a drink.
All right. I'll give Daddy the flower. I'll give it a drink. No, here.
Look, Daddy.
Aww.
Taste it.
Paste it.
There it is. Good as new. Now, give the flower a drink. Now, will you do something for me? Will you try and get some sleep?
I'm not sleepy. I want to look at my flower.
I know, sweetheart.
Just go to sleep. And then you can dream about it. And it'll be a whole garden.
It will. Dad, how do you spell hallelujah?
How should I know? What do you...
H-A-L-E hallelujah. You. It's probably not right. Jesus!
Janie, I'm sorry. I didn't mean that. You go on and practice. What's the matter with everybody? Janie, go on. I told you to practice. Now go on, play.
Oh, Daddy.
Oh, sweetheart.
George, why must you torture the children? Why don't you...
Mary. I'm in trouble, Mr. Potter. I need help. Through some sort of an accident, my company's shorting their accounts. The bank examiner got there today. I've got to raise $8,000 immediately.
Oh, that's what the reporters wanted to talk to you about.
The reporters?
Yes, they called me up from your building and loan. Oh, there's a man over there from the DA's office, too. He's looking for you.
Please help me, Mr. Potter. Help me, won't you, please? Can't you see what it means to my family? I'll pay any sort of a bonus on the loan, any interest. If you still want the building and loan,
George, could it possibly be there's a slight discrepancy in the books?
No, sir, there's nothing wrong with the books. I've just misplaced $8,000. I can't find it anywhere.
Taking the blame from his uncle.
What is it, a woman, then? You know, it's all over town that you've been giving money to Violet Bick. What? Not that it makes any difference to me, but why do you come to me? Why don't you go to Sam Wainwright and ask him for the money?
I can't get a hold of him. He's in Europe.
Well, what about all your other friends?
Well, they don't have that kind of money, Mr. Potter. You know that. You're the only one in town that can help me.
Real. But I tell you what I'm going to do for you, George. Since the state examiner is still here, as a stockholder of the building and loan, I'm going to swear out a warrant for your arrest. Misappropriation of funds, manipulation, malfeasance.
Mr. Bailey, this is Christmas Eve.
Bailey? Which Bailey?
This Mr. George Bailey.
The next time you talk to my wife like that, you'll get worse. She cried for an hour. It isn't enough she's slave teaching you stupid kids how to read and write. You have to bawl around, eh?
Get out of here, Mr. Wells!
Now, wait a minute. I want to pay for my drink.
You all right, George?
Who was that?
Keep going.
Don't jump, George. Your brother's coming tomorrow. George.
Help! Help! Help!
Help him. Oh wait, that's the guy, right? That's the guy he was talking about.
Underwear, why?
How did you happen to fall in?
I didn't fall in. I jumped in to save George.
You what? To save me?
Well, I did, didn't I? You didn't go through with it, did you?
Go through with what?
Suicide.
Where do you come from?
Heaven? George, I'm the answer to your prayer. That's why I was sent down here.
How'd you know my name?
Oh, I know all about you. I've watched you grow up from a little boy.
What are you, a mind reader or something? Well, who are you then?
Clarence Oddbody, AS2.
Oddbody. AS2. What's that AS2?
Angel, second class.
What'd you say just a minute ago? Why'd you want to save me?
That's what I was sent down for. I'm your guardian angel.
I wouldn't be a bit surprised. Sort of a fallen angel, aren't you? What happened to your wings?
I haven't won my wings yet. That's why I'm an angel second class. Attitude. You just don't know all that you've done. If it hadn't been for you...
Yeah, if it hadn't been for me, everybody would be a lot better off. My wife and my kids and my friends. Look, little fella, why you go off and haunt somebody else?
No, now you don't understand. I got my job.
Oh, shut up, will you?
Yeah, so you still think killing yourself would make everyone feel happier, eh?
Oh, I don't know. I guess you're right. I suppose it'd been better if I'd never been born at all.
You've got your wish. You've never been bored. You haven't a care in the world. No worries, no obligations, no $8,000 to get, no Potter looking for you with a sheriff.
Say something else in that ear.
Sure, you can hear out of it.
What's a doggone thing? I haven't heard anything out of that ear since I was a kid.
What's the matter?
Well, this is where I left my car, and it isn't here.
You have no car.
Well, I had a car, and it was right here. I guess somebody moved it.
Excuse me? One of the oldest trees in Pottersville.
Pottersville? What do you mean?
Pottersville?
I mean...
Uh-oh. Somebody just made it.
Made what?
Every time you hear a bell rings, it means that some angel's just got his wings.
Well, Madam's off ox. Hey, you roomie there. Come in, come in. Didn't I tell you never to come panhandling around here, huh?
What? Mr. Gower, look, this is George Bailey. Don't you know him?
Oh, his old boss.
No. Nick, isn't that Mr. Gower, the druggist?
You know, that's another reason for me not to like you. That rumhead spent 20 years in jail for poisoning a kid. If you know him, you must be a jailbird yourself.
Yes.
You've been given a great gift, George. A chance to see what the world would be like without you.
Ernie, take me home. I'm going off my nut.
Where do you live?
On a doggone it, Ernie, don't you start pulling that stuff. You know where I live. 320 Sycamore. Now hurry up.
All right, Someone took the kid, and I ain't never seen you before in my life, see?
Okay, well, just step on it. Just get me home.
See?
Of course it's the place.
This house ain't been lived in for 20 years.
You never been born, you didn't get your wife, no home, no kids. Even his own mother doesn't remember him.
Strange, isn't it? Each man's life touches so many other lives. And when he isn't around, he leaves an awful hole, doesn't he? Your brother, Harry Bailey, broke through the ice and was drowned at the age of 9.
That's a lie. Harry Bailey went to war. He got the Congressional Medal of Honor. He saved the lives of every man on that transport.
Every man on that transport died. Harry wasn't there to save them because you weren't there to save Harry. You see, George, you really had a wonderful life.
It's a wonderful
Don't you see what a mistake it would be to throw it away?
You know where she is. Tell me where my wife is.
I'm not supposed to tell.
Please, Clarence, tell me where she is.
You're not going to like it, George.
Where is she?
She's an old maid. She never married.
Where is Mary? Where is she? Where is she?
She's just about to close up the library.
Mary. Mary! Please, Mary. Help me. Where's our kids? I need you, Mary. Help me. Mary, Mary, let me go.
Don't catch you! Stand back!
Holy shit! That's a terrible shot. Is he a stormtrooper?
Help me, Clarence! Get me back! Get me back! I don't care what happens to me! Get me back to my wife and kids! Help me, Clarence, please! Please! I want to live again! I want to live again!
George! You all right? Hey, what's the matter?
Now get out of here, Bert, or I'll hit you again! Get out of here!
What the Sam Hill you yelling for, George?
George. Bert, do you know me?
Know you? You kidding? I've been looking all over town trying to find you. I saw your car piled into that tree down there, and I thought maybe you... Hey, your mouth's bleeding. Are you sure you're all right?
What you... My mouth's bleeding, Bert! My mouth's bleeding! Zuzu's pedals. Zuzu... There they are! Bert! What do you know about that? Merry Christmas! Mary! Well, hello, Mr. Bank Examiner. How are...
Mr. Bailey, there's a deficit.
I know, $8,000.
George, I've got a little paper.
I'll bet it's a warrant for my arrest. Isn't it wonderful? I'm going to jail. Merry Christmas. Reporters, where's Mary? Have you seen my wife?
Merry Christmas, Daddy.
Kids! Pete! Oh. Let me look at you. Oh, I could eat you up. Where's your mother?
She went looking for you. With Uncle Bill. Hello. George! George,
Mary.
darling, where are you? George, darling, where are you? Oh, George, Mary. George, George.
Let me touch you. Are you real? Oh,
George, come in, Uncle Billy. Everybody in here.
George!
Brother,
Isn't it wonderful? So many friends. Mary did it, George. Mary did it. She told some people you were in trouble, and they scattered all over town collecting money. Didn't ask any questions, just said, George in trouble. Tell me,
What is this?
like a spread like fair.
Another run on the... I wouldn't have a roof over my head if it wasn't for you, George.
Just a minute.
Oh. Mr. Gower cabled you need cash. Stop. My office instructed to advance you up to $25,000. Stop. Hee-haw and Merry Christmas, Sam Wainwright.
I could. The fool flew all the way up here in a blizzard.
Oh, Harry, how about your banquet in New York?
Oh, I left right in the middle of it. As soon as I got Mary's telegram. Good idea, Ernie. A toast. To my big brother, George, the richest man in town.
What's that?
That's a Christmas present from a very dear friend of mine.
Look, Daddy, teacher says every time a bell rings, an angel gets his wings.
That's right.
That's right. Attaboy, Clarence.
This is Maddie from New York. I actually made it. I didn't miss my flight, thank God. But I just want to pop in here real quick because I noticed I forgot to leave an outro and a review of this movie. I thought this was a beautiful movie and simplifies that, you know, everyone needs to be appreciative of what they have in life. They might not have much, but they can build whatever they have with as whatever they have. And, you know, don't take things for granted and just important Christmas stuff like that. I thought it was very potent and very adorable that George found all this out. Like, he made a very big impact, and without him, his town and everyone that he knows and loves would have been worse without him. I know that maybe some people, including maybe yourself, you may think like, oh, if I wasn't even born, probably nothing big would happen. But if I can think of my life, if I wasn't born, then my sisters wouldn't have been born, then none of my cousins probably would have been born. Like, nothing would have happened if it wasn't for me. Like, I can make a big impact, and so can you. So I just want to come on here one last time to say thank you and happy holidays. I'll see you guys later. This has been M.A.D.D.Y. I don't know, but I'll see you guys later. Peace.